I like those colors too, but those colors like the blue, the green and stuff, those colors aren't really for me. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Day, and if you like these types of videos, go ahead and subscribe and join the family. And for those of you who have been here, you've been a part of my family, thank you guys so much for coming back once again. Thank you for sticking with me through my little hiatus, because it's been like a couple weeks honestly since I have posted, but I'm back with some more content for you guys, and I just appreciate you guys being patient because you know how life is. It's crazy around here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Today's video is going to be a hair color update. I get this question a lot because I think some people really weren't around when I started my locks, or when I started experimenting with color, and certainly not around my first lock journey. So yeah, I'm here to update you guys essentially on literally my hair color, what I did, and just explain to you guys when you color your hair what happens, like the effects of it, because I think that's the main thing people question before they dye their hair. They want to know like what they're getting into. So first and foremost, I want to say disclaimer: everybody takes hair color differently. Some people, you can color your hair all day long, nothing will happen to you, and you just have that type of hair that it doesn't really physically show any changes in terms of damage or anything like that on your hair. If that's you, that's fantastic. But the rest of us, a lot of you guys are like me, where your hair does not do well with color at all, and I'm one of those people. So whenever I decide, am I coloring my hair, it really has to be like a decision, like, is this gonna be worth it? Because I know I'm gonna experience some damage, I know I'm gonna experience some dryness, and that's really what hair color does. It essentially does damage your hair just for the look. So you have to figure out if it's worth it or not. And for me, what made me do it was I knew that if I colored my hair the way that I wanted to color my hair, I would really only have to do it once. And if I wanted to refresh it a couple years, I could. But I would really, the look that I was going for, which is honestly the look that I have right now, as you can see, I knew exactly how to do it because of how I colored my hair in my last journey. So I knew I wanted this natural, eventually, I knew I wanted this natural kind of like ombre, dusty brown kind of look. I like this color because even though this is not my hair color, somebody's hair color is this. It's not something that's like nobody is born with that color. You know what I mean? I like those colors too, but those colors like the blue, the green and stuff, those colors aren't really for me. I like the colors that are like more neutral, where it's like, oh, okay, I could see that on someone even though it's not my color. And I love the ombre look, so I love the really dark roots coming out into the lighter hair. That's just what I like. So I decided to dye my hair red, and I'll enter some pictures, or like a deep burgundy, because one, I really do love red, but I know immediately that red does not last. So if you color your hair red, I would give it a couple weeks, honestly, and it's gonna be fading already. Like, that's just how red is. It always fades, but in my opinion, it fades into a pretty color. Some people don't like it. I love it. I love the fact that it goes from red to this burnt orange to this beautiful, and then a year later, which is where I am now, almost a year since I dyed my hair, you can see it looks like a completely different color, to the point where people ask me sometimes what color this is, and I always tell them I can't tell you. I just dyed my hair red a year ago, and this is what it faded into. So I like that because I feel like you get so many colors out of that one dye, in my opinion. Now, how did it affect my hair, and how will it affect your hair if you have a hair type that's like mine? When you color your hair, your locks do get dry. Plain and simple, they do get very dry, and sometimes they can get very weak. I think that the weak locks that I had around the perimeter of my hair, like I had some on the side right here, some on the back, that didn't happen until I dyed my hair. And maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it's because I dyed my hair and I was pregnant, and maybe I wasn't caring for it the way I should have. I can admit to that, but I don't think it's that much of a coincidence that as soon as I dyed my hair, it started to get a little weak in some areas. Like, I do feel like your hair You know, it may have its challenges, but it's able to fight off those weak spots a little bit better when it's in its natural state, versus when you dye it, it's like broken down. So it's harder for it to kind of like, you know, withstand a lot of the tension and things like that. So I think that that's the thing. A lot of people say, if you're gonna, you know, dye your hair, it's gonna be fine, just take care of it. But it's hard to take care of it. Sometimes life, you know, happens and you can't. So that was kind of like my situation. But sometimes as well, even if you take care of your hair and you do all the correct things, sometimes your hair will still, you know, be weak in some spots. It's just, you know, how it is, because it's breaking your hair down. So that's important to understand, which is why I always say go with a color that you will be okay with for a very long time. So that way you don't have to keep dyeing it, because the more you dye it, the weaker it gets. I feel like now my hair's finally gotten back to a state where it's what I would say in its complete, you know, health again, because it was a little bit brittle for a while. Like I said, around the edges, I did have to take a lock tool and fix some of them. Like this one right here had gotten really thin around the area that it was colored, and some in the back, like I mentioned before. So, you know, that is what happened. And some people may think that it's not worth it at all. You really shouldn't risk it. And I always encourage people, love your natural color. I just knew that I wanted my hair to look like this, because even when my hair grows out, I'll still have this color at the ends, and I like that. The thing about color as well, the lighter you go, the easier it will be to see things like lengths build up if you have it. So like, you know, for example, me, the nights that I fall asleep without my scarf on, or I'm wearing a fuzzy sweater or something crazy like that, you can see the lint very easily because the end of my hair is so light. So the lint stands out a lot, versus somebody who they have dark brown or black hair, that might not necessarily happen. So yeah, my hair did like ombre in different areas, and I will show you that, because that's really all I have to say about like the effects of it. But I'll show it to you now, like what it looks like. I washed it yesterday and just kind of I'm letting it be full and like, you know, a little bit poofy and stuff. I'm really into that look right now. So this is what it looks like from the side. Let me show you the back of it. This is how the color looks in the back. And you can see like I was not at all like careful with the dye. Like I just kind of, you know, did my own thing, and I like it. And oh man, I gotta stop turning around on this. The other side of what the dye looks like. So yeah, I do like how when you color your hair, if you let it fade away, it's going to turn into its own unique color. Love that. Like I really do like the fact that, you know, just depending on what you've done, and like if you were exposed to a lot of sun during the summer, like whatever you did, your hair kind of turns into its own unique color, which I love. I'm probably not going to color my hair for a long time, mainly because I want it in its best health. So if I do color it again, it might be like a year from now when I pass my 3-year mark or something like that. But right now I'm really satisfied with how it is, and I'm just kind of focused on keeping it healthy, keeping it clean. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any extra questions, or you want my opinion on whether you should dye your hair or not, you want to give me a little bit of background information in the comments, definitely drop that down below. And thank you guys for joining me for another hair update video, and I will see you all in my next one.